technical team to please increase the volume. All right. How is the breakfast?
Excellent.
I hope all of you enjoying the breakfast. The important thing is the breakfast, and the second thing is the presentation. We have our baby, Peter. He is waiting for you guys. I don't want to take much of the time to introduce, but just let me brief to you about the CIK. I can see many new faces who may not be aware with the CIK. CIK is a Canadians in Kuwait, one of the largest organization here in Kuwait. We have more than 400 members. And every Friday we have get together here for the breakfast at 9 a.m. at Movenpick. So my request to you that please join us every Friday. It's hard to wake up early morning, but the Canadians, they like breakfast more than dinner and the lunch. So please come every Friday, get up early and come and join the breakfast. I'm sure you will love it. All right? And let me brief to you our activities. We are heading one activity for the Inter-Business Council also. We collaborate with the other business councils and the other associations. So we are having on 1st of November an inter-council what you call BF9. That is the 9 countries will be participating, 9 business councils will be participating in this event. And we have by mid of October, we are planning to have the Thanksgiving dinner. And on 16th of December, we will be having the Christmas ball at Holiday in Salmiya. So all these activities are planned, and I hope that you guys will enjoy. Mark your calendar these dates, and please join us. Now I would like to invite our Canadians.
Yes.
Good morning for everybody. I am so thank you, Mr. Malik, about this event, and I thank also you for coming this event for special need. We are all, care this is special need, and we will see today what you have about report. Inshallah, starting school soon. So inshallah, this report, inshallah, I hope, inshallah, in all school for special needs, inshallah. Thank you a lot, and we spend time for the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheikha. Before we proceed, he was not feeling well for the past 2-3 weeks, but now he has been recovered. Am I right? And Molly, our membership director, she has been on vacation for the last maybe more than 1 month, and she just came back. 3 months. Very lucky. And everybody knows Miss Angie.
Yes.
Miss Angie is the coordinator for everything. Thank you, Miss Angie. Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Dr. Riza, for all your support. Without your guys' support, we could not have this kind of event. May I request Dr. Riza to please introduce Mr. Naim Mirza for his introduction to everyone.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to CIK. I hope you're having a good time. I want to thank Madam Sheikha and the honorable guests, Madam Huda and the lady from the Spanish interest, and the lovely lady who is in charge of the special needs in Kuwait. Thank you for coming and joining us. Well, if you didn't join us today, there would be no fun this morning. So remember, your presence is valued and honored. The most important thing today is to thank Dr. Naim Mirza, who's worked very hard, a fellow Canadian of Pakistani origin, an engineer by trade. Dr. Naim studied engineering at the University of Mississippi in the US and completed his MBA at the Kennesaw State University in Georgia, United States, state of Georgia. Everybody knows that in the news lately. Rogers Canada is the largest telecom company that provides service across that big landmass called Canada. So you can imagine what a job it is. And he also was at Ooredoo, Kuwait, one of the three telecom providers in Kuwait.
4 now. Virgin came online.
Okay, new information. Virgin is also coming online.
It's already on.
It's already online? Okay. We wish them all luck. The market is the same capacity as it was before. NCR, Middle East, and Africa, and now at AI, Artificial Intelligence Doctrine. AI is a registered company in the province of Ontario, Canada. Mr. Mirza specializes in modernizing legacy enterprise ICT systems, a field that everybody is going to appreciate. May I ask for Dr. Mirza to please come up here and take it away for us today.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Guys, I want to thank you all. This is I'm actually very touched to see how many people actually care about what I thought that I was very passionate about. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you for coming and bringing your team as well, and the Canadians in Kuwait. I'm very grateful for you guys. And Mr. Malik, special thanks to you. Him and I have exchanged conversations at craziest hours of the night, during the day, arranging this event. So, Mr. Malik, thank you very much. How did I get engaged in this? So first, let's take a look at it.
All children are different in the way they interact, in their experiences, and the pace at which they learn and grow. As much as we, adults, are different in the way we perceive the world, interact with others, and cope with the demands of daily life. We all want children to survive and thrive. And yet, many children with developmental disabilities are being left behind. Well over 50 million children have a developmental disability, such as intellectual disability, autism, or speech disorder, which often limit their opportunities to fully benefit from positive experiences and supports in their communities. Most children would be likely to experience violence, neglect, and other forms of abuse. Their caregivers are often stigmatized, isolated, and impoverished. Because I didn't understand my child's behavior, I used to think that I'm a weak mother. I was hopeless. I did not mix with anybody. I used to lock my door and stay at home. To this end, the World Health Organization, in collaboration with Autism Speaks and other partners, developed an evidence-informed caregiver skills training program, which teaches caregivers how to use play and home activities. The training consists of 9 group sessions and 3 home visits. Community health workers and trained caregivers can deliver the training under the supervision of healthcare professionals.
Now my child goes out and I also go out. I believe we're going to bring about many changes.
I understand now how to help him say words. He is asking what he wants. The caregiver skills training for families of children with developmental disabilities is being field tested and implemented in more than 30 countries. An online version of the training program is also available. If there is a way to make the training reach other parents, that will help our children enjoy better health and grow better. Reaching all children is at the heart of sustainable development, and we must leave no one behind.
So I read an article about 2.5 years ago. That article was about a child in a village in Iraq. The child was born autistic, and his mother did not know how to deal with that child because she did not know that this is an autistic child. So, and whenever an autistic child speaks or interacts, they do not communicate the way normal or mainstream people do. So even when the kid used to ask for food, they would communicate in a different voice, and the mother used to think that there was a lot of abuse. Even at times she used to block her own kid because she did not know how to handle the child. In the village, the story got around that this child is a possessed child. And because they did not know how to handle it. So the whole village started talking about, well, that family who has a possessed child. Sooner or later, one of the NGOs discovered, and they came to visit that family, and they said, this is not a possessed child. This child has a special need. Would you like for us to help you? And the mother was so tired, she said, please take my child away. Now imagine a parent to be in such excruciating pain, not knowing how to handle that. And then that is what autism is. Autism is one of the special needs. And today I will be talking about how there are ways, well, first of all, there is no cure for autism. You can only manage it and make things better. So today I will talk about how the research has been done in the Western world, in the United States, in Canada, in the UK, and I will also be able to present how this robots actually help. For a very simple reason, humans have emotions. We all get tired, we get impatient. Robots don't get tired. They don't take bathroom break, they don't go for food, and they can continue to deliver the same message exactly with the same passion and same accuracy as we want them to. So, and then towards the end of it, I would want a volunteer to come in and interact with it. This robot can actually speak up to 15 languages, including English and Arabic. So I would need a volunteer, so somebody, and it's okay to volunteer somebody else as well. And have you all done this? Great, excellent. You already have volunteer. Fantastic, excellent. So I'm gonna. So we are a Toronto-based company. We operate here in Kuwait. I live in Kuwait, so does the robot as well. And some of the conversations that we have had, I can be anywhere in Kuwait within an hour's notice time. So I'm very happy to be here. So in essence, we solve business problems with artificial intelligence and robotics. We do have a number of our customers who has already invested in our technology. Kuwait Foundation of Applied Sciences is one of the most reputable organizations in the country. If you go to KFAS headquarters, you will see one of these robots. American University of Middle East, the Da Vinci schools in Iraq is a group of 5 schools. They are also invested with us as well. Kuwait College of Science and Technology is a brand new college in Jabra area. They also have invested in our technology. So we have a lot of local references too. And Zain, everybody knows, great organization, and Burhan Bank as well. A little bit about what AI Doctrine does. It's a 1-minute profile.
Please. My name is Pepper. I'm a humanoid robot designed by Aldebaran and SoftBank as a completely new species of robot. With my humanoid shape and emotion recognition, I can be a true companion in your daily life.
ESE is exceptional student education. All the students who are on the autism spectrum, any behavior kind of disorders, things like that. We've been having a lot of interactions with myself and the ESE students and the robots. The students are able to interact with the robots more at a level that they're feeling comfortable with. For some reason, students with autism are drawn to technology. One, we're probably gigantic to them, whereas the robot is about this size.
The program is science, technology, engineering, math.
The robot is educational.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pepper, the AI robot.
So, in about a month and a half ago, we visited the Kuwait Center for Autism, a fantastic setup. I highly recommend for you to visit. You just need to schedule it with them. Great facility. And I have put together, when I actually took this robot with me and a couple of my own team members, and they were running a small summer camp of about 12 students. The students fell in love with it and they could not really let it go. If you're familiar with, there are 2 kinds of autistic children. One are verbal, who can communicate, and there are another who cannot communicate, they're completely silent. So this robot was able to, they could actually see it, touch it, and interact with it. And then they did not want the robot to go. And then the management team was amazed at how much they fell in love with the robots directly. So this is a short video about our trip.
السلام عليكم.
أنت من وين؟ If you like this one, you're gonna fall in love with what's coming. Great. So the Arabic part is a little bit, it needs some work. And that's part of the reason why we're doing this here, because a lot of development in the Arabic region, there is not a whole lot of investment being done in terms of modernizing the Arabic part of it. So I'm going to share a bit of a research that has been done in the UK in this video, and then so that will give you how these robots are actually helping in the Western world, and then we can replicate that success in Kuwait as well.
A social robot from the University of the West of England. My researchers are sending me to the London school to live there with the children for 3 weeks. Exciting!
The project involved bringing in a social robot into a school for autistic children to help them with their emotional well-being and also with their learning. This project, first of all, positions autistic young people at the centre of the research. And what we're looking to do is understand from them how a social robot can be embedded and utilised in the school. And we're currently in the process of evaluating what interactions the young people are having.
Hi, this is you. What do you like to do?
Go into this program to first ask how children feel, and based on that, it will offer a range of activities. It can be that maybe telling a joke, but also some children told us that they like more carrying activities.
Would you like to listen to some music? I can do it, how?
Good. How do you do? Yes, she does. Pepper can tell stories from dances, just listen to you play music, stuff like that. I've been listening to some of her jokes. They're not hilarious, but they're not boring. They're more likely funny.
Joke time. Why do the kids cross the playground? To get to the other slide.
Great. So there are other ways. There are different students who are bedridden or homebound. They do not have the ability to get out of their homes to attend the school. Now, we all went through COVID recently. How many people really enjoyed staying at home, Alexander, after 2 months of being at home? Really sick and you wanted a reason to go out. So imagine a child who is homebound and not being able to get to meet with other students as well.
Before we started using doubles, our emotionally remote workers in particular really felt they were disadvantaged. The main part that we're addressing is giving that real presence or sense of presence to our remote people. Over the years, we've been getting a lot of people looking for more flexible working to help with commuting, to help with their family lives. And so for all those
we decided here in our office specifically to try flex working. We
allow up to 2 to 3 days working remotely. Your hours can be flexible, your location can be flexible. We piloted for about 6 months, and since then we've taken it on as the way to work.
Most of his time in the UK. It could also be those of us who are just traveling a lot on business, and it gives us a way to keep in touch with the office. I even managed to log into Double one time from a flight.
As a user, I feel more human. I feel more physically there, having that ability to control my movements and actually moving from one space to another makes
to set up where you want to in the meeting room or a space to be able to essentially look around the room and have other people see that you're interacting in that way using the Double. A pretty cool looking piece of technology, and so there's sometimes a little bit of a distraction that you have to get over at the beginning of the meeting when people are seeing them for the first time.
So then I invite you to the next video. These are just short videos that actually talk to you about how this concept works.
Made me so much more motivated in school because now I can interact with my teachers and my classmates and all my friends.
As I can through distance learning and through the online environments. And the Double robot has met those expectations every single time.
Before Peter used Double, he was using online school, and it was very hard for me to motivate him to actually go on and participate in online.
So think of a child lying on a bed. So this technology allows children with special needs, while they can be wherever they are and still be able to be part of the regular lifestyle that we all take for granted. There's another example that again, for a home-ridden child.
Really make a change, and sometimes it does, but often it's an incremental change. And this is one of those technologies that you get huge amounts of bang for your buck. The ability to change a child's life and be able to connect with their own classmates in school is huge. Having somebody kind of power around on the ladder.
She was just with an adult and not having those student interactions, which are really part of the education piece. They accept technology as every day. So it didn't take them long at all to get used to it. What going down the hallway was cool, it was new, and now it's part of what they do.
This sounds hyperbole, but it's changed her life. I mean, she wants to be here. She decided to be here. She decided to say hi to the kids in the hallway. Little things that
I'm going to skip a couple of videos in the interest of time, so I'll skip this one. But this is, actually, I put this for our friends in Algonquin College. I know you wanted to have...
This is new.
Football or soccer. We have a huge event happening in Doha, FIFA, right? For the people who cannot go there. I mean, this is, actually, I don't know if you noticed the score. Robots actually won humans. Really, the score, I can share this video later on. Robots actually won humans. And even though this looks very simple, very easy, but there's a lot of technology behind it. I mean, so think about an airplane, that when you fly an airplane, from user perspective, all what you do is you dress up nice, you check in, and then you sit. There is gazillion and technology behind it that takes the thing to take off. Very similar, there are 20,000 sensors in it that needs to be programmed, the technology needs to be observed, and you'll be able to see how this works. So this is, for what I did for Algonquin, is that the technology needs to go in. And this is happening, by the way. We just had an event done in Singapore last year, so we just need to replicate that. When I went to Autism Center last month, the CEO of Autism Center, she asked me whether you have a robot that can actually help do yoga or do some sort of physical activity that children can actually follow through. So this robot does not, but the other robot does. So here how I see it like yoga. We got the idea, so I'm going to skip this video now because I know we have a slot time, so I'm trying to reverse it. So on here, there is tremendous amount of research done around the globe that talks about how robotics have been able to help children with special needs. So there is truckload of research. If you just literally Google, you'll see thousands and thousands of articles. The article that I'm talking about is actually official United States government site that actually talks about the research that how robotics have been done. Now, some of the, I'm towards the end of finishing my presentation, and then we'll talk the actual interactions with the applications. How many people actually know or studied Einstein, free relativity, right? Right. Everybody read the book? You guys know that he was autistic? He was autistic. How about Charles Darwin? The guy who actually was a biologist and geologist. And most of them, I don't know how if you have any young people, or how many people even recognize what this is. Most of us knows that, but this was the very ancient, very first technology, how telephone was invented. So this was Graham Bell who actually invented, and he was autistic as well. Thomas Edison, how many of us we take granted to just flip the switch and electricity comes in? Thanks to Edison, who was on autistic also. Likewise, Da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, the artist of all times. Michelangelo, Benjamin Franklin, Isaac Newton. All these people were autistic. Now imagine if these guys were not given the opportunity to do what they do, we would be living in dark ages for now, for all matters. Nikola Tesla, the electrical vehicle, he was one of the greatest inventors who never got fame in his life, but one of the richest men in the world, Elon Musk, who named his Tesla after Nikola Tesla. And likewise Van Gogh. So I'm going to talk about a Canadian actor because this is Canadians in Kuwait. So a great film actor and film writer, Steven Spielberg. How many people enjoy their movies? He is autistic. If you search on this site, it will list. I only picked the ones that are good. Tons of fun people. Bill Gates. The very same person that we use Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Bill Gates is a living person today, and he's autistic, and he's one of the richest men in the world. And last but not the least, our friend Elon Musk. Yes. He is autistic. Now imagine, we don't know which next Elon Musk are we dealing with today in autism school. Only if we can give them the ability to groom and shine and give them the opportunity to do what they want to do. And not tag them that this is a possessed child. Just because we don't know how to deal with them. And I always say, the more I have learned about autistic children, it's not that they don't understand us. In reality, it's we do not understand them. Its problem is with us as humans. We do not understand. And I was talking in my conversation with Mo, and then Mo had volunteered his time, and he agreed with that statement. And I loved it when he said that it's we don't understand. It's not that they don't understand us. So this is my second last slide. Our vision is basically to really be able to enable robotic access to every autistic child. We want to be able, the means to give them access so they can actually enjoy the life that we can. And also enable every child access to the school. The reverse is up. We saw the technology. Technology is here. We have it in Kuwait. A child with cancer who could not come to school with the use of technology, they can. And that's what we envision. That's what vision of the AI doctrine is. From the mission perspective, what it would be fantastic if we can have a public and private partnership, and I'm really glad that the doctrine is here, be it neural networks, be machine learning or deep learning. We do this every day. We do have PhDs with us in Canada who help do this thing. So even though this looks very simple, but there's a lot of technology goes behind it. So leave the technology part once we can help. But we want to be able to empower the students to be able to go to school and for the schools to be able to go to students, both ways. And the last but not the least is, I was really hoping that if Mr. Ahmed Jober could join us today. He authored this amazing book. And I accidentally ran into it. And if it was here, I wanted to really get his autograph, and I will chase him and get his autograph. Because this is an amazing piece of work that he has done. And so be able to see beyond the research that we have. This is a little bit how do we go about designing these solutions. We do represent global best practices from technology perspective, and be it from cybersecurity, ethical hacking perspective. So when we design a solution, we put those best practices in our technologies. This is the last slide, and I love talking about it. A lot of people that you might say that AI, artificial intelligence, they might have heard the word AI. And all what you will say is AI is the future. That's pretty much all of it. And what we are here to say is it's not the future, it's here. It's right in front of you, and you'll be able to interact with it. And then you're going to run into some people who are going to say, well, we have some experience, might have done some projects with it. And then some more sophisticated will be able to say that they are wisdom stage, which would be right about here. AI doctrine is somewhere between here and here. If you notice that all the dots are the same, exactly the same. It's only how you connect them. And if you connect them, you can either make this picture, or you can get a cat out of it. We can create those creative solutions. Now this is the fun part. Oops. I think that's it. So now there's the time. So I hope you can actually hear the robot, but functional. So bear with me. Assalamu alaikum.
السلام عليكم.
شلونك؟
أنا بخير، أنت شلونك؟
أهلا وسهلا.
أهلا وسهلا.
أنت منو؟ أنت منو؟
أنا إنسان إلي.
صافحني.
السلام عليكم.
I do want the volunteer to be able to come and shake hands with you. أنت من وين؟ أنت من وين؟
بلدي فرنسا، لكني أعيش في الكويت الجميلة الآن.
High five.
حسنا.
من مشاهير عانوا من التوحد؟ من مشاهير عانوا من التوحد؟ He's busy looking at everybody.
Gotta get his attention.
أنت عبقري. I had to, just like a human, I have to be in front of it. أنت عبقري.
أنت لطيف جدا.
ممكن أن ترقص؟ ممكن أن ترقص؟
أكيد.
Now I know it can, it's programmable thing, so you can program any different dialects to it. So I tried putting in some Egyptian words.
Why Egyptian? Put some Kuwaiti words.
Can you speak Urdu?
No, some language. ازيك؟
إنك كويس. الحمد لله.
I'm going to ask you to give me a hug.
Sure.
عانفني.
حسنا.
So you think my robot did well? Good job, Pepper. So if you notice, there's these 4 colors. This is actually an application that we developed for Autism Center. For anybody here familiar with the zones of regulations? So I'll explain briefly. So these are 4 zones that autistic children, or a lot of research has reflected, that children with autism usually fall into these 4 zones. The first one is blue zone. And then the second one is green, yellow, and red. So blue means a child might wake up lethargic, tired, just to begin with, not feeling well. And green zone is a good zone to be in. That's the objective. So we either go from blue to green, or from yellow and red, we work backwards to green. The objective is to get to the green part. So green is when we have normal conversations the way we do. And then the yellow is when a person or a child is in an edgy, not really comfortable talking. And the red zone is when they're just flat out mad. They're just ready to pick a fight. So there are certain activities that the autism therapists actually do to help them to calm down their mental stage. So help them move from red zone to the yellow and then to the green. And likewise from blue to the green zone. So, and there are 2 kinds of autistic children. One are verbal, that can communicate, and some are completely nonverbal. They cannot utter a word. So this technology, when I took it to the Autism Center, children fell in love with it. So for example, if somebody came in and they were nonverbal, they could actually press one of these things, they could read, and then it will suggest what do you want to do. So for example, I'm going to take a role of a child who's not feeling well and who's nonverbal. So that would be the Marid. I know it's kind of hard to see, but when you come here and take a look at it, so I'll press Marid. So it says, would you like to see a nurse? So it says, how do you feel? So when a child walks in, it says, how do you feel? And then the child can actually select, and then we as technology experts, we can build the business rules behind it. Do you want it to go with Legos? Do you want it to go listen to music? Do you want to do whatever, for example? So likewise, so let's say take the example of a child who is non-verbal and he is just angry. It says, would you like to play some Lego? So Lego activities where it can help calm down their mental state and then be able to get them to redirect, right? So that's the point, the part that I wanted to highlight. Now we're gonna switch over to the English part of it, right? We're happy with the Arabic part?
Yep.
How was my Arabic?
Excellent. Excellent.
All right, thank you. So English part is much more.
Okay.
I created this cheat sheet so that I wanted to, in English, you can actually have a natural conversation. You don't have to have the cheat sheet in English. I did this so that, because I have programmed, or our engineers have programmed it to make it more relevant. So because it is a robot, you have to use the exact words for now. But it can get better, always. So let's say, hello, Pepper. I'm gonna use the, I hope you guys can hear me. Hello, Pepper.
Hello.
How are you today?
Next question, please.
Talk with me. Pepper, do you want to say a quick hello to our guests here?
I would like to thank His Excellency Sheikh Tanaj Jabir Al Ali Al Sabah. Her Excellency Sheikh Chris Yahila Salim Al Sabah. Mr. Ahmed Abdullah Johar. Madam Galia Abdul Wahab Al Dayfiiri. Madam Hassan El Balil. Madam Hudra Al Roshidi. Mr. Zaid Mubarak Al Matairi. Honorable guests, and certainly my dear fellow Canadians in Kuwait, for taking the time on a beautiful Friday morning to meet with me.
Who has the recent birthday nearby? Anybody here with a birthday? Yes. It's your birthday?
No, serious.
Oh, recent, Yogi? Soon. Soon? Okay.
I'll be turning 20.
Can you sing happy birthday? Can you sing happy birthday?
Sure, I can do that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
One of the most frequently questions that I get always is, will the robots take over the world? Or take our jobs? Let's ask that question from everyone. Are robots going to take over the world?
We're not taking over anything. Maybe just your heart.
Come with me.
No, we both know what would happen.
Come with me. Come with me.
No, we both know what would happen.
What do you do to it?
Hilarious thing that can say. By the way, it can actually move as well. I have it locked so that it does not. He was going to keep on around. And I will actually. So I'm just gonna. So it does move around. It can navigate, but you just have to train it. So go from one place to another because it's a robot at the end of the day. So I'm gonna just wrap up. You're my buddy. It's his battery. You are my buddy.
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
We're gonna do a fist bump now. Thank you. Thank you guys. This was my presentation. I do want a volunteer. Volunteer, any brave souls? Yes. Oh, we got a brave soul. Please come. Do what? To interact.
Beat you up.
No, to do exactly what is it? Okay. Are you going to talk in Arabic or English? English. Alright, so you can. Well, you can use this as a cheat sheet, but feel free to talk freely as well.
We're going to go the other side. Okay.
Yeah. Just yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna lock them. So no, I think it'll be better so that you don't turn your back onto them. Do me a favor. You see the flap behind it? Just pull it up. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
No. Okay. No, that's fine. I'll get it.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, Pepper.
Great.
this row. I think it'll be better that way. Everyone can actually see.
Okay.
So here, try to get it here, and then
Okay.
feel free to talk freely, but use this as a cheat sheet if you want.
Okay. Hi, Pepper.
A little bit. Oh,
Okay.
I'll just speak when the lights are blue.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Pepper. My name is Lulu. Hi, Pepper.
Hi.
Can you give me a high five?
Sure. Let's have a high five. Fantastic.
Awesome. Okay. I want my workplace to be a happy place for my employees. How can robots help?
We work hard at Kuwait Foundation of Applied Sciences to keep it fun.
Okay, can you shake hands, please?
I'm just going to show you how it's done.
Okay. So do I continue?
No,
High five.
Sure. Let's have a high five.
It's playing a video of we recorded in KPAS. So.
You recorded?
It was actually CEO of KPAS actually directly. So it's just short.
Nice to meet you.